Times The Simpsons predicted the future. Firstly, in an episode that came out over 20 years ago, the show predicts a flu that spreads across the world. The weird part is that it started spreading from overseas just like coronavirus. And it gets even crazier. As the people desperately look for a cure, they knock over a truck that has killer bees, which are the same murder hornets that arrived in the US in 2020. Next, in this episode that came out almost 30 years ago, there are mass riots and protests all across town against the police, which is extremely similar to what happened in 2020. And what makes it even more shocking, this picture is from The Simpsons and this photo is taken this year of the same building. In this episode from 2006, you can see The Simpsons looking at a shut down JCPenney. And this year, because of the coronavirus, the store had to file for bankruptcy. And lastly, in an episode from 1993, Kobe Bryant crashes in a helicopter. And in 2020, he died in a helicopter crash.
Listen closely. This was on The Simpsons.
You remember me telling Jimbo Jones that I'd make something of him one day?
Are you saying you killed Jimbo, processed his carcass, and served him for lunch?
I wonder where Jimbo is today. He should have beaten us up for our lunch money an hour ago.
Oh, lunch lady, please to have another sloppy Jimbo. How's his good night?
No, that's your third helping, young man. It's making you fat.
I hear you like to be a star. Well, the price of fame is not cheap. I hope you've got what it takes. But all we want is your soul. Give it to me. All we want is your soul. Give it to me.
So, short I got that little D maker be making hot fat like a rabbit, Volkswagen, or a Cadillac. I'ma show you how to do a record contract. You earn it the old-fashioned way. I'm already gold in the hood, past the plates and sell a million records. I can't wait and gonna.
Well, from the looks of things, sir, I'd say they are here to audition for the remaining slot in the fabulous super race.
Is this some kind of a joke? A pussycat and a mouse? This show is about crazy stunts and people putting their lives at risk for a big fat prize. It's not a nature documentary. Irving, call security and have these...
Sir, it's... This always gives me the creeps, sir.
He's the president of Hollywood. He's supposed to give you the creeps.
Greetings, your tinseliness, imperious leader of Hollywood.
Done. I win.
Cheryl, it's not a race.
That's what losers say.
What is that?
The truth. Every time a new baby is born, the Federal Reserve issues a secret birth certificate printed by a company called the American Bank. That way, the government can use people as currency to back the debt they have with the World Economic Forum, which owns the central banks of every nation on Earth. But the WEF is just a front for the Council on Foreign Relations, which masterminded the 9/11 attacks as a pretext to invade Iraq, take the oil, and install fast food chains to make people slow, fat, and easily abductable by the shape-shifting reptilian aliens it works with. Now, back in the 30s, FDR made a deal with these reptilians to exchange people for technology. That was the basis of the New Deal. But ever since, they've been slowly replacing all the world leaders to create a nuclear holocaust to make global warming real for their...